Hey, what's up everybody? It's me again. It's about that time to make another one of these videos. Now that I am Diamond Rank, I will show you guys how to get Diamond Rank as well. It was actually really flipping hard, but I am going to show you all the stuff that I've learned, all the stuff that I've adapted, all the stuff that I need to consider to climb the ladder with popular decks that I will mention in a minute. Before I get into this video, I will have to say that I am in the process of moving, so I'm not going to be able to post any videos for a while. Excuse me. Also, if you hear rain, it's storming cats and dogs outside, so if you hear thunder, my bad. But yes, I want to bring out that detail that I'm actually moving, and this is probably going to be my last video for a little while until I get things situated and when I move out of state. Yeah, just letting you guys know that I'll be a little inactive, but don't worry, I will be back with a vengeance. Don't you worry. Alright, with that out of the way, let's talk about the ban list and the new meta. Now, the ban list did something right. It got rid of Drytron. I don't see mini Drytron anymore. I'm not mad about that. The only thing is, I'm seeing a lot of Sky Striker. I absolutely hate that deck. That deck is so cheese, it's so cringe, it's very beta, I hate it. It's in every 3 games. There's also Sword Soul, and there's also Despia. The 3 decks that I've been against the most was Sword Soul, Sky Striker, and Despia. Now, Despia is not really that big of a deal. The only thing you have to worry about is Super Poly, which I'll get to in a minute on how to counter that. But I'm going to address the 2 big decks. There's Sword Soul and Sky Striker. You kind of have to play around both those decks because those are probably the most common you're going to see in High Plat. And in Diamond, you're going to see just Sword Soul and probably Tri-Brigade and Sky Striker. So, I'm also going to point out, this doesn't affect us, but I am going to, this is worth mentioning. This is going to be banned. This has to be banned in Master Duel because it got banned in TCG. And it's banned in OCG and TCG. Now, do you think they're going to keep Predaplant legal in Master Duel? Probably not. So, good news for us, Predaplant being banned, not every deck can really run DPE. DPE is a very strong fusion card, as we all know, but it can really be summoned very easily with Predaplant being legal. Now, when he's banned, people are probably still going to be running Fusion Destiny, which is fine. But I'm going to later on tell you how to counter that too. But I'm going to bring up the fact that Predaplant might very well be banned in Master Duel. I'm not sure when, but it will be. And when it gets banned, I'll tell you what to put in your deck when it's gone. The next thing I want to discuss is the hand traps and a certain fusion monster that I'm going to address in a minute. But I am going to address this first. Called by the Graves. You really need these because Max C shuts you down. Ash Blossom, you guys see me rage and struggle over Ash Blossoms. You need Called by the Grave. It is mandatory. Everyone, I swear, everyone in High Platinum has Ash Blossom in their hands, like at all the time. Same with Effect Veiler. You just need Called by the Grave. You just need it. Now, the second mandatory card that you're going to need now. You're going to need Super Polymerization. You need it. It's mandatory. There's no options. If you don't have it in your deck, you are making yourself lose faster. You have a lower chance to win without Super Poly. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why Super Poly is mandatory is because of DPE. This is the reason why. He is too strong. Everyone runs him. And if you take their DPE, you win. If they take your DPE with their Super Poly, you lose. No, whether you like it or not, DPE is ran by everybody, and this runs the meta. You need this. You need this to win, and you need this to avoid losing. The last thing I guess I could bring up with this explanation is Sword Soul. Now, I told you that I was going to explain this in a second, and the second is now. So, as you can see, I am running Elemental Hero Great Tornado. The reason why I'm running this is because of Baron de Fleur. Baron de Fleur is very common to summon with Sword Soul, and Sword Soul is very common tier 1 meta deck in ranked. So Super Poly answers Baronade de Fleur. If they're holding their negate, they can't negate this. Obviously, you know what Super Poly does. You cannot respond to this activation, so you can take Baron de Fleur and make Great Tornado. On top of that, Great Tornado can cut the attack of all monsters they control. Great Tornado is clutch. I've used it quite a few times, and they just scoop immediately. When you take the Baron de Fleur, they think they're so big and bad with their Baron de Fleur. Oh, I can negate. Like I said, Super Poly, you need it. Run it. Now, here's the most important part of this explanation. What are you going to do when Predaplant is banned and everyone still runs Fusion Destiny? The answer, Crossout Designator. Crossout is a phenomenal god tier card, especially when you do a hero matchup, mirror match. This is the best card that you can have in your deck. Now, I've been thinking about running this card now, but I think it's not too worth it to run right now, only because Fusion Destiny can still be used by Predaplant if Predaplant becomes a spell card. When you cross out, Fusion Destiny will still activate because it's not technically the spell card, it's the monster itself becoming that spell card. So if you're trying to cross out Fusion Destiny that way, it won't work. Like, I tried, it doesn't work. But this is very, very important, guys. When Predaplant is banned, run 3 of these, because you can cross out Fusion Destiny, you can cross out Ash Blossom, you can cross out Maxi, you can cross out Nibiru, and the most important one to cross out is Super Polymerization. Yes, you can cross out Super Polymerization preemptively. What you can do is the toggle button. If you have that little toggle button, it's on auto, you want to turn that to on. When you have that on, it's going to ask you, do you want to activate this, like when they do a draw phase. You want to use Crossout before they play Super Poly, because once they play Super Poly, you cannot respond to it. But if you have DPE and I guess let's say this or this, you have a Destiny hero. Excuse me for the thunder. I'm sorry if you hear that. You have this or this. If you have fusion materials for DPE, you have to be afraid, and you have to play conservatively now, because Super Poly will wreck you. They'll take 2 of your boss monsters and they'll make their own king themselves. They'll take your DPE. You cannot respond to Super Poly. You cannot blow himself up. You have to let it happen. This is why with Crossout, when it's their standby phase, activate it. If you have we're all heroes right here. We're all heroes. We have Spider-Man powers. If your Spidey senses are tingling and you see that they have like fusion material for DP on the field, or if they summon a monster, like, I don't know, you want to cross out preemptively. If you're not afraid of any other hand traps or any other staple cards to be played, cross out Super Poly. They can't see you Super Poly, and your monsters are safe. I'm telling you, when Predaplant's banned, run 3 of these and run Nibiru, so you can cross out Nibiru. It's gonna be phenomenal. This is like a preemptive tip. I'm going to run 3. That is all. Now, one more thing I want to mention before I get to the guide. As you probably have noticed, I have Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. This is, I guess I'm going to explain this quicker than I thought. The reason why I'm putting Starving Venom in the deck is because of DPE and Despia. Despia likes to summon that Masquerade Dragon, and they want to have like Dramaturge or whatever. Fusion Venom, Starving Venom, actually you can make this for free. You can actually use this effect to take the attack of a special summon monster, which is like their Masquerade or Dramaturge, make them strong, and you can also gain their effects. I just think it's a really good card. It actually outclasses Esquridao, which is the dark hero fusion. I like the fact that I can be not locked into a elemental hero with a dark monster. I can just have 2 dark monsters on the field. That's actually more clutch than Esquridao. So I don't run Esquridao, I run Starving Venom. I prefer to have this more because of you can just take their DPE. That's dark. Or you can also just use Super Poly to make your own DPE. But I just wanted to explain the Starving Venom. Alright, my hero homies, after all that explained, I'm going to get right to the video now. as you see, I'm Diamond. Unfortunately, I can't play too much more because I am in the verge of moving. I'm busy. I have to do all this. I have so much to do. But I had to get Diamond. I had to, for bragging rights for myself, and the fact that I won't be able to play anymore for the rest of the season. That's just how it's gonna be, unfortunately. But fear not, we will go for Diamond 1 next season. But I'm getting off track. I'm going to explain. This is a refresher. This is an update of my last guide on how to climb with heroes. I know it was Plat 1, now we're Diamond. I'm not going to explain every single thing again. I'm going to explain the new stuff. Now the meta has changed. Since the meta has changed, that means the strategy has changed. There's only 2 main things to tell you now that's new and it's very effective. Pretty much only 2 things I'm going to show you that are very important. I know it's only 2 examples, but trust me, this is all you need to know to climb. I played over 500 games of heroes. I know exactly what to do now. So without any more stalling and more explanation, I'm going to get to the examples I'm going to show you now. Alright guys, the moment you've been waiting for in the video, we are finally going to show you how to perform the deck. Now, as you can see, this is my starting hand. This hand is actually really good. I have Forest and I have Denier, but we don't really care about Denier in our hands. If we have Denier in our hand, that's even better, but we can search for it later. Now, increase. I also want to mention, some people are telling me to run 1 increase. This is why I don't run 1 increase, because I always seem to have it in my hand. I have 2. If you want the combo to be consistent, run 2. If you want to run 1, you can, but you're just going to screw yourself over if you draw it. With Forest, that means you can't do the Forest combo. Anyways, since I have 2 increase, I have 1 in the deck already, so I can still do it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the effect, Forest. You can either just throw Denier or increase, but for the sake of the combo, we're going to throw in Denier. We're going to summon. We're going to do our usual combo. Forest hits increase, our second increase. Increase sends Forest to the graveyard. Vion. We use Vion's effect. And we're going to send Malicious. Now with Malicious in the graveyard and Denier in the graveyard, we can actually do our DPE combo. This combo is to show you how to make DPE every single turn. If you have Forest or if you have Vion, you can probably make DPE every turn because we have an advantage of making DPE with polymerization. And polymerization is searchable with Vion. So we're going to activate Vion's effect. We're going to banish Forest. And we're going to get polymerization. Now, since we already have Denier and Malicious, we don't exactly need to search for Denier. So we're still going to link summon. We're going to link Crusader. We use Crusader's effect. We're going to get Malicious. The reason why we're getting Malicious first is because we don't want to activate Denier's effect yet. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. You can banish Malicious to make him. This is easier. It's easier to remember. Just choose Malicious. Throw Malicious to the graveyard. But what you're gonna want to do is that you want to get Liquid Soldier. Like 9 times out of 10, you always want to search Liquid Soldier if you already have Denier in your hand or graveyard. If you don't have Denier, then you search for Denier. Clearly. So, what do we do next? We're going to banish Malicious. And we're going to send him. Now, since Malicious is out here and he's banished, I can't do the Malicious combo anymore. Now I'm going to show you how broken Denier is. Denier is the god tier extension that heroes needed. So what we're going to do, Denier, if you guys don't know what Denier does, Denier has a special effect to summon himself from the graveyard to the field if there's a Destiny hero on the field or in the graveyard. You can do this once per duel. We're going to do it now. Summon him. And when he's summoned to the field, normal summon or special summon, you can use his effect to add any Destiny hero monster from the graveyard that's banished or in the deck on top of the deck. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this effect to select the banished. Make sure you click the banished malicious and place it on top of your deck. Good, now you're set up. Now you have a malicious in the field, a Denier, and you have a malicious in the deck again. Now, what you want to do now is you want to use polymerization. You want to use polymerization, or what you can do, it doesn't really matter what order you can do. You're going to link summon Wonder Driver. So link any one of these with Crusader. Make Wonder Driver. And what you're going to do, my bad. You want to use polymerization. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make as much value as I possibly can. You want to make Sunrise first. So you want to fuse Liquid Soldier and another monster with a different element. You want to do the increase. You summon Sunrise. And now you get to draw 2 cards. And you get Miracle Fusion. Miracle Fusion. Very easy cards. Get rid of Zero Liz, we don't need that. So now we have Miracle Fusion. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna Miracle Fusion. Absolute Zero. Just for insurance. Banish and banish. Now, this is very important. You want to make sure you put Absolute Zero below Wonder Driver. If you do that, Wonder Driver's effect activates and get a polymerization, a Miracle Fusion, or a Mass Change from your graveyard and put it back down on your field. Very important to do that. Now you have polymerization again. You want to use it again. You want to make DPE. This and this. 2 Destiny heroes. Make DPE. Now you have a pretty big board. Now what you can do with DPE, you're at risk of super polymerization. Yes, you are. But we also have super polymerization in our hand. So if they decide to super poly like this, you can super poly back with something else. Probably. You can probably make Starving Venom if they have another dark monster. This is what I'm talking about with Crossout. I explained Crossout before, but this is a really good board. If they have like a monster or they have a board that's like being built up, you can actually use DPE's effect to destroy your Absolute Zero and himself, and this is a Raigeki. Or you can, if you want to, if it's a back row deck, you can pop this, or you can Mass Change Absolute Zero and become Acid, and he just wipes Harvey's Feather Duster. So you have different plays. You could set the droplet, or you could set the Super Poly. You have to have a card in your hand for Super Poly to work. So if you don't think you need negates, you could not put this down. But this is the main strategy here to demonstrate is how to make DPE every turn. Every play you want to prioritize summoning DPE. I know last guide the winning condition was double Dark Law or Dark Law to make sure everything's banished. That's not the case anymore. You want to prioritize summoning DPE because he's just too good. He has an effect where every hero monster or every hero card in the graveyard, it nerfs their attack by 200. What I don't understand is that some people are saying that DPE is better in other decks than heroes. You're just wrong. I'm sorry, you're just wrong, because do you not realize how big it is to nerf an attack by 200 for each hero card? Not even monster, hero card. That is a lot of hero cards. Like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 1200 attack gone just for having him on the field. That's insane. They can't run over your board at all. And if things happen, you can just pop whatever that's a threat to you, or you can pop this, and you have Sunrise to protect all your other heroes that are being attacked. You can pop something else. It's crazy. You definitely need a setup like this. So I'm actually going to set Super Poly and this. This is like an example big board you want with DPE. If you have DPE with your other main boards, it's just really hard to win. I mean, sorry, it's really hard for the enemy to win. They have to have answers for everything. They have to have like Lightning Storm, Raigeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, Super Poly. They have to have so much stuff in their hand to like answer all of this. But this is like the demonstration of just having DPE on the field turn 1. So you end your turn. Let's just say that this is like Sword Soul, and they do a normal summon, Thunder Dragon, sure. Like, you have so many ways to just interrupt the opponent's turn. So if they normal summon, if they summon Moye, or if they have Long Yon, you can just pop it immediately. See the tricky, see how much attack, oh wait, it's only 800. Or, what was the attack? Wait, what card isn't counting? Oh, it's 200. 1,000, same, whatever, he's nerfed by 1,000. And if it's a normal summon, screw it. Give them nothing. Don't really give them any chance. They give them any chance to start any combo. Now the only thing bad here is Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave, it's not a big deal. If they Call by the Grave your DPE, that's fine. You shut down a normal summon or a special summon, or any combo starter, you shut it down. So, see? Back row. They have back row like this, mass change your absolute zero. Huge. Summon it right under. If you want to chain, if you want to make sure it doesn't get negated, it doesn't really matter. But chain this. Chain this. And chain this. Since you summoned it under Wonder Driver, his effect activates where you can actually get a Polymerization, a Miracle Fusion, or a Mass Change. Mass Change doesn't really have much value to me anymore because I use all my Mass Change targets. So if you want to Polymerization, you want a Miracle Fusion, I'll take a Miracle Fusion. And same heart for the rest of it. Gone. Nothing he can really do. You have a really good setup with Denier. Denier was the only reason why you're able to do those plays like that. And obviously Denier, DB comes back. And that's GG. Everything gets boosted, everything gets nerfed. It's just done. That's just an example. That is how you summon DPE every turn. Alright, we're going to the second example, and the second example I'm going to show you is how to make DPE and Plasma on the board. For negate, like a skill drain, and a pop, anything. So now, we have Forest again in our hand. Even if we don't have Forest, we can use Stratos to search for Forest, or Emergency Call, like to make Stratos. You have Stratos in your hand. So what we're going to do, since we already have Stratos in our hand and we have this Emergency Call, we're just going to use it. You also want to use it to bait Ash Blossom. Yeah, you want to scout for Ash Blossom with that. You want to bring in Shadow Mist. And now since we have Forest and a pitchable card, we're going to dip Shadow Mist. To the Summon. Now it's up to you if you want to use Shadow Mist's effect to bring a card to your hand. If you don't need the extra hero in your hand, you don't need to search for it, but I do. We're going for Plasma. We're going to preemptively search for Plasma. We're going to do our basic combo, like we normally do. Get our Vion. We're going to throw Malicious to the graveyard. That's set up. We're going to use Vion to search for Polymerization by banishing Forest. We don't need it in the graveyard. Now we have Vion and Increase in the field with Malicious in the graveyard. So now what we're going to do, we're going to link into Crusader. We still have our normal summon, by the way. So we can summon Stratos to search for any hero we need. We hit Malicious. Throw Malicious away. We hit Denier. So, we still haven't had a normal summon yet. We don't really need it right now. But you can do it in any order you want. You can actually just summon Stratos now. What we're gonna do. You can search for whatever you want. Liquid Soldier's a good target. Now this is a very I guess important step. You want to banish Malicious first. And now you want a Polymerization. You want to fuse DPE first. Denier and Malicious. DPE there. And Denier activates from the graveyard. Denier activates. We take our banish Malicious on top. And that's pretty much it. And now we have Plasma and DPE. Alright, we're going to go to our next example. This is basically like how to play going second. You're not going to win every coin flip, you're going to go second. Now, this hand is not bad at all. We have Dark Calling, I'm running the Evil Hero package, so I have that. Let's just say this is Baron de Fleur, and this is Chizao. Let's say this is Sword Soul. Close enough, right? So I'm looking at my hand, and I'm looking at what I can do to bait out the Baron de Fleur negate. Now we have Droplet. We can't play Droplet naked because for some reason I'm not too sure of the ruling of Droplet, but for some reason when you chain Droplet into a spell or a monster effect, Baron de Fleur cannot negate it. There's no option to negate it for Baron de Fleur. So what we need to do is that we're gonna have to we're going to pitch Vion, and we're going to chain Droplet. Now, we have to have a choice here to give up Dark Calling or Mass Change. We're going to give up Dark Calling because we don't need Dark Calling. And we have to, we're going to pretend this is Crossout. He's going to have a negate for a monster effect. So you're going to have to discard this too. Yeah, negate. Now nothing really seems to be stopping you from actually doing the combo. Also want to explain, Crossout, I think that's what it's called, he can banish and negate target. You have mass change, yes, you can mass change. However, when you make Dark Law, you have to sack Dark Law to use Increase's effect. And I don't think you want to sack Dark Law just to escape a negate. So you're just better off just drop loading that too. We're going to use this effect. We get our increase. And we do the same effect. Same thing. We get our second Bion. Send malicious through. That's just, you just have to. Now we have to banish Forest. Get a polymerization. And we link. We get a malicious. And a malicious. And we get Denier. And you know what happens next. See what we have? We have malicious and then Denier. And we have polymerization. And we still haven't used our normal sudden. Polymerization. And we make a DPE. So now we have a negated Crossout and a Baron de Fleur. We can run them over. We have so many heroes in our graveyard where they just basically nothing. He can run over Baron de Fleur and he can destroy this. So now we bring out Denier. Denier brings back the Banished Malicious. Make sure you choose the Banished one. And we're going to use this effect again. Bring him out. Now we're going to link. We're going for the OTK. We're going to link for Dread. This counts as 2. Link one of these. Make Dread. And then you go your mass change and your malicious. With Darkfall on the field, these monsters are going to be banished. Another attack. Crash into that. Crash into that. There's your setup OTK. Alright guys, there you have it. Those are the main examples and information you need to climb with Heroes to Diamond. Now, the examples weren't really much. There wasn't too many examples to show. That's because you don't need that many examples. You don't need that many win conditions. Your main win condition is this now, DPE. He's just too good of a monster. He's the king of heroes. He's the king of the meta right now. If you can summon DPE every single game like heroes can, you have a pretty high chance of winning. Even if you go first, you can still get him out. You can, if you go first, that's even better. Just had to avoid Super Poly, avoid Call by the Grave, and I told you like how to avoid that stuff is Crossout Designator. Once Predaplant's banned, you definitely run 3 Crossout. You can run 2 if you want to, but I'm gonna run 3. You also want to have Nibiru in your deck just to cross out Nibiru, just to make sure your plays are just protected. You have insurance. But that's all I really have to explain. This is the biggest TLDR is to make sure you summon DPE every single game. If you don't have DPE, it's still doable. It's still doable to win. If you have DPE, it's so oppressive. You can do whatever you want to your opponent. If you have this, also with hero support, because not every deck's gonna have hero support for this guy. This is his home. He thrives in this deck. So the main points that I'm bringing across to you guys is to summon DPE, abuse Super Poly, and also avoid Super Poly. Run hand traps like Ash Blossom and Call by the Grave. Max C as well. I might run Max C. You don't really need to. And your Fusion Destiny. Cross out Fusion Destiny. It's huge. But right now, the Super Poly Fusion Destiny with this, or just make an alternative polymerization fusion summon with DPE, and you're golden. I've done it. A lot of people have probably done it. It's really all you really need to know is DPE. Dark Law is also really good. Don't neglect Dark Law. If you can make Dark Law, make him. But your main objective is to bring this guy out. That's all I have for you. That's all you really need to know. One last final thing I want to say. I want to thank every single one of you for watching my videos, subbing to me. It really encourages me to make more of these videos, more content. I'm having a lot of fun making this content. I've been trying new things with the editor. It's been pretty fun. It's been hilarious when I'm editing my videos, these little funny clips I'm doing. But the main point is, thank you very much for sticking around, watching my stuff. And I am on that grind to 1,000 subscribers. That's been my long-term goal, is to actually eventually make this as a job. I can make this as a job. It's up to you guys. Anyways, that's all I had to say. Thank you guys very much. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll see you guys when I see ya. Bye.